Hamas is threatening to topple the ceasefire deal with Israel. In response, Israel is preparing the biggest mobilization of IDF since October 7th. We're in the middle of a huge Middle East-wide high-stakes showdown that involves Jordan at the White House right now, new communication from Egypt, Hamas and Israel, and so much more. I'm Ben Hilton, and this is the Israel Guys. Israel is in the middle of a ceasefire deal with Hamas. Israel has stopped operations in Gaza in return for Hamas releasing a few Israeli hostages every week. This last Saturday, per the agreement, Hamas released 3 men, all of whom were terribly starved and abused. Honestly, they look like Holocaust victims. Obviously, Israel is enraged about the whole situation. Then Hamas announced that the hostages expected to be released this coming Saturday would be delayed. In response to all of this, President Trump said that if Hamas didn't release all the hostages by 12 noon on Saturday, that they would be held to pay from Israel. Israel then convened an emergency cabinet meeting to discuss the situation. After a 4-hour meeting, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu issued his own ultimatum to Hamas. As part of the first ceasefire deal, Hamas is committed to releasing 17 more hostages, 9 of whom are supposed to be alive. Netanyahu said that if all 9 living hostages were not released by Saturday, Israel would resume full-scale military operations until Israel defeats Hamas entirely. To back up this threat, Netanyahu has ordered the IDF to reinforce Gaza's borders with troops, preparing for all scenarios. To do this, the IDF is preparing a call-up that would be the largest since October 7th, according to several media reports. This is from the Jewish press. The IDF decided to divert several regular units from other sectors and mobilize several reserve units to increase the number of forces in the south. According to the IDF spokesman, the army is preparing for a variety of scenarios based on ground forces, the Air Force, and the Navy, and additional capabilities. All this comes in the midst of President Trump's showdown with Egypt and Jordan over the future of Gaza. For the most part, Trump seems very serious about his goal for the U.S. to take over Gaza and find another home for the Gazans. When asked about buying the land in a press conference yesterday, Trump had this to say.
You've said before that the U.S. would buy Gaza, and today you just said we're not going to buy Gaza.
We're not going to have to buy. We're going to have Gaza. We don't have to buy. There's nothing to buy. We will have Gaza.
What does that mean?
No reason to buy. There is nothing to buy. It's Gaza. It's a war-torn area. We're going to take it. We're going to hold it. We're going to cherish it. We're going to get it going eventually where a lot of jobs are going to be created for the people in the Middle East.
Jordan's King Abdullah II arrived at the White House yesterday for a series of talks. And straight off the runway, King Abdullah announced that Jordan will be taking in 2,000 sick Gazan children, which is a good concession for just beginning negotiations. But what's more interesting is the way the international media is describing King Abdullah's demeanor. Several media outlets are saying that he looked visibly shaken when he appeared with Trump for the press conference. We'll get into a lot more on this in a minute, but first, did you know that you can diversify your investments while supporting Israel? Let me share with you a significant way you can strengthen Israel through investing. My family and I have been clients of the licensed investment firm Wise Money Israel for years. They're friends and financial sponsors managing Israeli stock and bond accounts for people around the world. You not only bless Israel by investing here, but you can make a profit along the way. Support Israel by backing successful companies that empower the Jewish people. God promised that those who bless Israel will also be blessed. Be a part of what He is doing in our days to make Israel prosperous. Align your finances with your faith. Diversify your investments in currency and partner with Israelis who share your values. For more information, see the description below. Visit wisemoneyisrael.com/theisraelguys and sign up for a free consultation today. That's wisemoneyisrael.com/theisraelguys. So several media outlets are describing King Abdullah's appearance with Trump as visibly shaken. They're saying he seemed nervous, kind of over-complimentary of Trump, which seems strange since, at least on the surface, he has been hostile to the idea of taking in Gazans. You can see his opening statement with Trump here.
President, thank you very much for having us in so short after your inauguration. I think just as a testament to what you said is a special relationship between our two countries and the personal relationship of friendship and trust between the two of us. Mr. President, I truly believe that with all the challenges that we have in the Middle East, that I finally see somebody that can take us across the finish line to bring stability, peace, and prosperity to all of us in the region.
When asked about Trump's plan yesterday, Abdullah said that they want to wait until the Egyptians present their own ideas before speaking. Trump then added that he is 99% sure a deal can be worked out with Egypt. Even though Trump at this point isn't openly talking about cutting aid to Jordan or Egypt if they don't concede to his plan, I'm sure that they're all thinking about it. The U.S. government gives billions of dollars to both countries in military aid, and it would be a massive hit to either country to lose this. But that being said, Egypt appears to be playing harder ball than Jordan is. Egypt's President Abdullah just announced yesterday that he will not travel to Washington for talks with President Trump if the agenda includes the Gaza relocation plan. And again, they have reiterated that Egypt is not interested in taking in Gazan refugees. But we have to remember that the U.S. has a lot of leverage that they can put into play to get what they want done in Egypt and or Jordan. And Trump does seem confident that he can make a deal. So we'll have to see what happens next in this battle of the wills on the world stage. As a bit of a side factor here, the top polling agency for Palestinians did a survey before the war with Israel, before October 7th, asking Gazans who is interested in migrating to another country. And 44% of Gazans between the age of 18 and 29 said they were considering it. And 32% of the entire population said the same. And that was before the war. That was before October 7th. Imagine how high the number would be now that Gaza, as we knew it before the war, does not now exist. Hamas, on their part, have just made a move to probably sway public opinion against Israel reinvading Gaza. Hamas has been releasing a series of signs of life proof from hostages held in Gaza to their families in Israel. This is from the Jerusalem Post. The family of twin hostages, Gali and Ziv Berman, announced on Tuesday morning that they had received signs of life from them after 494 days in captivity. We are taking a breath on one hand, but we know whose hands they are in and how much danger their lives are in, the family said in a statement. The 27-year-old twins, residents of Kibbutz Kfar Aza, were kidnapped from the Dor Tzva'ir neighborhood on October 7th, 2023. They are not included in the first phase of the current hostage deal. Meanwhile, Anna Angrest, the mother of a soldier named Matan, who was kidnapped from a tank on October 7th, has said that she received signs of life, that he is still alive, from Hamas. Also, the families of Omri Miran, Yosef Chaim Ohana, and Alon Ohel also said that they received signs of life from Hamas, that these hostages are still alive and are being held in tunnels under harsh conditions in Gaza. This really is a terrible, terrible situation, no matter how you slice it. On the one hand, you can only imagine how terrible it would be to be one of these family members waiting on the edge of their seats to see if their loved ones will come home. On the other hand, it is terrible to see Israel releasing mass murderers to make this happen. There really are no good answers here. We need to continue to pray for Israel's leaders to have wisdom here, for the Trump administration as they navigate all of this craziness. Also, guys, make sure to check out our friends over at Wise Money Israel. The link is below in the description to see how you can invest in the Israeli economy. Subscribe, get the conversation going down in the comments. As always, stop listening to the lies and propaganda and connect with the truth of what is happening in Israel. We'll be back soon here at the Israel Guys.